Hey everyone, it's Matt, Unbearable73. This time reacting to top fives, 9 photographs taken moments before doom that will give you insomnia. So these are going to be like real world pictures of someone or some people that had some bad stuff happen to them. So let's get right into it. I'll remove the highlight that you see over here. I'll remove the title card right now so you can see the full video with me. I urge you to go to Top 5's channel. It's a pretty good stuff. Produce some pretty good stuff over there. And he has a good reading tone.
Among the most chilling photos in the public eye today are ones linked with totality or irreversible damage. Often photos will arise of haunting moments captured just prior to extreme tragedy or untimely death. As upsetting as these circumstances are, the images linked with them are often fascinating and offer a brief insight into an eerie snapshot locked in time forever. In this video, we'll be covering 9 of the most unsettling last photos ever taken, and we'll be exploring tragedies from every corner of the globe. Some of these photographs are indeed unsettling, but can serve as a strict reminder of the dangers of the planet we share.
I increased the volume a bit so I can hear it a little better.
And fatal accidents, to moments captured seconds before devastating catastrophes. The Waco glider accident. The Waco
Never heard of this.
A bulky and ungainly-looking aircraft was a model of common military glider used in the United States Air Force throughout World War II. The planes appeared on the battlefields in 1942, and across their period of use, over 13,000 gliders were in circulation. Constructed of wood and metal and coated in a layer of fabric, the glider was manned by a pilot and co-pilot, and was designed to carry either 13 troops and their equipment, or one military vehicle, such as a jeep, into battle.
Yeah, there's
The rapid production of these vehicles,
some famous World War II missions where they had to use gliders to go in because so that the Germans couldn't detect the actual aircraft coming in with the, they couldn't hear the motor or whatever. The gliders just seemed to blend in better with the primitive radar at the time and all that.
78839 was soaring above a crowd of several thousand onlookers.
Oh, I can predict where this is going.
Field, St. Louis, Missouri, to witness the very first public demonstration of the gliders that would transport American troops into battle. The glider was piloted by 2 United States Army Air Force crewmen and a series of VIP passengers, most notably William D. Becker, the mayor of St. Louis. Alongside him sat William B. Robertson, the co-founder of Robertson Aircraft Corporation, the company who had designed and built the glider, and 6 of his senior.
And these guys probably were on, some of them were on successful tests of the glider they didn't show the public.
Began to creak and snap as it parted from the body of the craft and fell to the earth. Spinning out of control, the glider prematurely made a catastrophic descent to earth, smashing into the ground and killing all 10 passengers, including Robertson and Becker, as the shocked crowd observed the whole thing. This image shows the final picture of the...
Now the sad truth of this is, actual soldiers would have had parachutes and could have parachuted to safety. So I'm guessing in the design project they were saying, well, if we do go down, the soldiers could always jump out.
As a result, several quality inspectors were fired following the incident. Roro Chan. Roro Chan was the online moniker of a 14-year-old Japanese girl who tragically took her own life on an internet livestream in 2013. Her story is brief and bleak, and not much has been documented or archived about its specifics. Roro Chan began to stream herself to viewers on the internet in 2012, where she would sing, play the piano, or chat with her viewers. Some of her videos on occasion were much more extreme, and she was known to film herself running across a road in front of oncoming traffic.
Oh, I kind of remember something about this.
That could have easily posed a massive risk of death if she were to fall. It has also been reported that she had a poor relationship with her family, whom she lived with, and was badly
Who knows?
at school.
A lot of stuff gets reported.
Consider what happened next. These were huge warning signs that something wasn't right with this girl's mental health.
Yeah.
Towards the end of 2013, things took a dark turn for Roro Chan. In pursuit of internet fame, she wanted to become a legend, which according to several individuals familiar with these streams, was slang for taking her own life. Users on her live streams would encourage her to do this, And on the 24th of November 2013, that's tragically exactly what she did. Setting up her live stream video as usual, she greeted her viewers and began to walk towards her window. 13 stories up, she films herself stepping onto a box and throws herself off of the building to her death. The camera rapidly spins and rolls, and some viewers have reported to hear her scream in the process. Although these photos show the last images of Roro Chan before her death, we would absolutely not recommend searching for the video showing her actual death.
Modern era captured a lot of horrible shit.
Maqsood Khan. This image shows Maqsood Khan, a 20-year-old from Delhi, India, cowering before a fully grown 470-pound Bengal tiger at the Delhi Zoo. Moments before this image was taken, Maqsood had climbed over a tree overhanging the tiger's exhibit at the zoo, when he fell into the moat of the exhibit below, alerting the resident tiger. Sadly, Maqsood was
Stupid is as stupid does?
severe mental health difficulties at the time of the incident.
I know the guy's mentally ill, but you get in a cage with a tiger, you're going to die unless you got a
When
gun.
the young man fell into the moat, the tiger was alerted and wandered over to investigate. Upon seeing what had happened, the tiger loomed over the cowering Maqsood, who had no way of retreating, and onlookers from outside the exhibit began throwing sticks and stones at the
Yeah, you gotta
distracted from killing.
you gotta really get
After 15
vicious with that
minutes,
tiger.
The tiger attacked Maqsood, killing him with little effort. Keepers did not manage to reach him in time, and the body remained where it was, alongside the tiger for 2 hours following his death. This
That's
last
incompetent.
image is a terrifying reminder of our place in the
This should take you. Should you be able to get to the guy far faster than 2 hours?
Power of such a large carnivore. Jeremy Worthy. 43-year-old Jeremy Worthy was a hobbyist kayaker native to New South Wales in Australia. Towards the end of 2020, he posted a series of chilling updates to his Facebook account that served as a final plea for help as he was dragged out into the ocean current. These images are what Jeremy posted to his Facebook account, explaining that he was swamped by the tide as he kayaked out to go fishing. Alongside this, he posted a map with his location and a video where he explained his deadly predicament. Commenters on his Facebook account contacted the emergency services, and rescuers were on the scene trying to locate Jeremy just 9 minutes after his video was posted.
If you can post
In
to
the video,
Facebook
the waves swell and crash around him, pushing
from
him
the
even
kayak,
further out into the vast expanse of blue.
I mean, how can you not?
Tragically, Jeremy's kayak was discovered, washed up on Long Beach.
You have the internet,
on Sunday.
so in theory, you should be able to contact whatever the version of the Coast Guard is down there.
Who were drowned in the accident. These final photos and video offer a chilling glimpse into the horrors Jeremy must have experienced in those final moments, and our condolences are with his family.
Sucks to be him, but
Ki Suk-han. On the 3rd of December 2012, horror struck the New York subway system at Midtown Station when Ki Suk-han, a 58-year-old commuter from Queens, New York, was shoved onto the train tracks by Naeem Davis, who crept up behind him. Screaming onlookers frantically waved and called to Han, who in the face
when I first started hearing about people shoving you onto train tracks when I was a kid, whenever I would go to the train track, I would never ever expose my back to other people. I would either stand against one of the pillars, or I would stand in the middle, so if someone tried to shove, and I would always be football hunched over, so I had my legs spread wide, so if someone tried to shove me, I could immediately react to it.
However, he was found not guilty of murder and manslaughter charges in July 2017, when it came to light that Han, who was heavily intoxicated at the time of the incident, caused Naeem to act in self-defense. Han had bumped into Naeem at the subway turnstile and promptly began following him down the platform, shouting obscenities and death threats while trying to grab him. Naeem shoved Han to get him to leave him alone, but tragically fell to his death in the process.
Well, that's it.
Due to a lack of evidence, Naeem was not jailed.
Not lack of it. He had the right to defend himself. For drunks attacking you and you just shove the guy to get away from you, it's not your fault.
This image of British holidaymaker Deborah Garlick was taken on Boxing Day in 2004. Judging by the sunny atmosphere of the photo, which was taken on a beach in Thailand's west coast, as Deborah and her partner relaxed by a lagoon. This is at first sight a photo that would invoke positive memories. But looks can be deceiving, and due to events completely beyond Deborah's control, this was to be the final day of her life. Out to sea, in the Indian Ocean, a magnitude 9 earthquake had shaken the earth below the water,
Yeah.
sending gigantic shockwaves towards Southeast Asia. Along with those shockwaves came tsunamis. Famously, on the Boxing Day of 2004, Thailand, along with Sri Lanka, Indonesia...
I think
India,
this was the
Malta,
first
Myanmar,
event of this type that was recorded, and we have live videos of all these events.
Over 227,000 people. 31-year-old Deborah Garlick was one of them, and this is the last photo of her relaxing in the sun.
Like, there's some photos of this where people like this, where you can actually see the tidal wave in the distance, but no one knows what it is.
And this picture continues to serve as a haunting reminder of the unspeakable dangers harboured within our planet's crust. The Humboldt Broncos. These photos show the immense scale of damage caused by a crash on a road outside of Armory, Saskatchewan, Canada, on April 6, 2018. As individuals can be seen surveying and talking outside of the wreckage, 16 dead bodies are hidden within, namely the bodies of the Humboldt Broncos, a junior ice hockey team from Humboldt, Saskatchewan. The horrific crash took place when a 29-year-old was driving a huge semi-trailer, ran a stop sign at 60 miles per hour, slamming into the hockey team's bus as he did so. The vehicles collided with extreme force, and 16 individuals on the bus were killed. 13 further people suffered injuries as a result of the crash, and the driver of the semi was promptly arrested and charged with 16 counts of dangerous operation of a motor vehicle causing death and 13 counts of dangerous operation of a motor vehicle causing bodily injury. After pleading guilty, he was sentenced to 8 years in prison, where he currently remains today.
8 years?
These photos show the full extent
8 years
caused by the crash, and it's dreadful to think
this should be more like 50 years. Wow.
Place on board the bus as the semi plowed into it. In the wake of the incident, a GoFundMe was set up for survivors and families of those affected, which raised over $15 million, a national record for Canada. Carl Frederick Gauss. It's likely that many people won't recognize the name Carl Frederick Gauss as being one of the most gifted and prolific mathematicians of all time.
Yep.
But his contributions to the field have revolutionized arithmetic. Born to poor,
he used to be
Carl was able to
the primary name for the units of magnetic for magnetic fields, to measure strength of magnetic fields. But as I switched it to the Tesla, though people in the field still use the term Gauss.
Even at the age of 3, he was correcting other adults on
Gauss is a genius.
Errors, and continued to pursue this gift throughout his life. Some of his mathematical achievements include writing Disquisitiones Arithmetica, one of the most important mathematical textbooks ever written, and developing a method of tracking planets and other celestial bodies using maths. Carl did not pursue fame or fortune, but plainly sought to increase his knowledge and further mathematics as a field. As such, many of his revelations were just notes in his diary, which his fellow mathematicians would go on to publish themselves years later. Despite his brilliant mind for mathematics, Carl's family life was strained, and he was known for putting immense pressures on his children, which strained his relationships with them. In his later years, when his wife passed, he was known for spending all of his time obsessing over his studies, devoting little time to anything or anybody else.
So?
This photo, an aging Carl on his deathbed, just days before he passed, is the only known photo of him that was ever taken.
That's sad.
Anton Dostler's last photo. Anton Dostler was a German Nazi army officer throughout World War II. Having served in World War I and working his way up the ranks, he was stationed in Italy for much of the Second World War, and like many of his colleagues, has a dark history associated with his name. In March 1944, Dostler was stationed not too far from La Spezia, Italy, when a party of 15 US Army soldiers landed on the beaches, with intentions of demolishing an Italian railway line to hinder the Axis troops. The soldiers were captured by Dostler's men and taken to La Spezia. When determining what to do with the captives, a paper trail followed Dostler, who, in accordance with Adolf Hitler's directions, gave the order for all 15 of the US soldiers to be executed. Dostler's men did as instructed, and buried their bodies in a mass grave. When the war came to an end, and with Germany defeated, US soldiers arrested Dostler on the 8th of May 1945, where he was charged with war crimes for killing the soldiers a year prior. At the trials, it was determined that Dostler was guilty of these war crimes and was sentenced to death by firing squad, which was carried out on the 1st of December 1945. This photo was taken of Dostler as US soldiers tied him to a post shortly before he was executed by a squad of 12 men. So that's 9 unsettling last photos taken of people before disaster struck, or with tragic...
I wouldn't call the last one disaster.
Many of these photos...
The guy basically got what he deserved. I mean...
But some of them serve as a reminder of the hidden...
You know, what to do with prisoners in war, Geneva Conventions. I mean, the rules are basically, if you capture them, you're supposed to hold them until the end of the war or negotiate transfer. So executing prisoners is wrong if they're captured clean. But I wouldn't call the last one a disaster. I just wouldn't. Yeah. This is Matt. Hope you enjoyed me reacting to that. I remember, here's one story for you, though. So with, was it Tesla, Gauss? So back with this, with the accident, with the bus accident with the team. When I was 10? No, when I was 13, because it was 8th grade, okay? I used to have to walk a long distance to my grammar school because it was out of the district. And there was a highway, right? So there's a highway here. Then there's one block, and then there's a block my school was on. And I would walk across the highway, across one block, turn the corner, walk about halfway down the street, and the entrance to the school would be there, right? So I just cross the street, get to the corner, just turn the corner and pass just out of view, and I hear this tremendous crash, like a crash, like smash, like metal hitting metal. Then, like a second later, an explosion. And I run back around the corner and I look, and I see a bus sort of stopped in the middle of the highway, maybe like 50 feet past the, I can see skid marks, and the front of the bus has a little damage. And I look over at the gas station that used to be there, and there's a car literally on fire and burning that smashed through the roof of the gas station. So what I found out later, like a few minutes later, was I had just missed seeing a little Toyota trying to cut off a bus moving on a highway. And even though the bus driver sort of tried to stop, it hit the Toyota so hard. It was one of those tiny Toyotas, the one like that, little hatchbacky Toyotas. It was flying over 200 feet through the air, landed in the gas station with enough force to blow up the car. And the gas station burnt to the ground. When I got into school, my friends asked me what happened, and I was like, and it got me out of getting in trouble for being late, because I said, there was this big accident. Didn't you hear it? I was like out there, and I had to stop and wait. But it was funny, but not funny. I heard people die, but like, you never know when you're going to be near one of these disasters. There was another one, a horror show. When I used to go to high school, my freshman year, my uncle had an office down there. So I would go in the morning with him to avoid having to take the bus, even though it was very early. And then I'd walk, hang out with him for a little bit, then walk down to school about 5 blocks away. And I remember walking the block like it was Grand Street, right? A long street like this. And then there was a street that angled off of Grand Street like this, at an angle right here, right? And then my school was here, okay? So I would come off the angle street from his office, walk down Grand Street to the entrance of my school, okay? So about halfway down, as I turned the corner, I saw this huge crowd of people surrounding two things, like two crowds. And when I got closer, one crowd was surrounding a leg, the other crowd was surrounding a dude laying on the ground. Apparently the dude was just doing his laundry, and he crossed the street, and some maniac hit and run driver hit him, blew his leg off his body. It was like 20, 30 feet away, and this poor guy, just trying to do his laundry, had his life wrecked. I hope to survive for them to reattach it, but point to show you, you never know when you're going to encounter this stuff, and how close you are to having something happen to you. You might be, you could just be you, but you might have just missed it and it happened to the next guy. Man, this stuff is crazy. My name is Matt. This is UNBEARABLE 73. Have a nice weekend.